Hello, everybody, and welcome to another stream on Sunday. Hopefully, your week went well, and Saturday was good too. And here's to the last day of the week, I guess. Hey, VDS, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today, I wanted to share a little bit of some of the work that I did from, well, yesterday's stream to today, um, along with going to watch Dune 2, which was awesome. Um, as somebody that wasn't really into the Dune universe, but that movie is, it's kind of just an experience, right? So definitely recommend it. At least I liked it. But yeah, let's see me. I'll show you a couple of the things that I've done, and also go over a couple of the things that I was hoping to do today. Hopefully, we'll get to that. And let's jump into game mode and we'll see. I hope, let me turn up the desktop audio so maybe you can, I hope you can also hear what's going on in the game. Hopefully it's not going to be too loud, so apologies if it is. All right, so let's start. Okay, so as you know, plane flight sequence, we've looked at it. Jump point comes over and then you jump. All right, so once you landed, you kind of passing out, and then you get the little message at the bottom, press space bar to get up. And once you get up, hopefully you can hear that. Let me see. The audio is. I'm just gonna move this to the side so I can see if.
On, I'm waiting.
So I'm hoping that dialogue is audible. I mean, or you can hear it. Let's see.
Hey, over here.
All right, so who's saying that? Well, it's that guy over there. Hey, what's going on? And so each one of these
Come on, I'm
characters,
waiting.
I've like recorded a couple of audios, and I'll show you the actual tool that I'm using now because the previous one, uh,
Hey,
they're
over here.
they're planning their pricing kind of changed, and I was got a little too expensive.
Come on, I'm waiting.
So yeah, let's go over to him. So he's gonna wave at you if you never met
Hey, over here.
until you overlap his interaction sphere. So once you interact his interaction sphere, you're going to be able to start
Come on, I'm waiting.
the first chat. And apparently, I have not really stopped that thing from playing, so I need to fix that. But once you start
Hi,
talking to
I'm
him,
John.
Hey, over
First, there
here.
should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over
um,
there so we can be in touch.
you start the initial chat where he's directing you, as I mentioned yesterday, to pick up the tablet and from there on, get your first missions that way. Let me take a look at why this thing doesn't stop. Oh, yes, I know why. So let's see. It's because I've tried to do like a retriggerable delay where the guy is actually like waving at you. So the waving is played via montage, which is fine. The I'm debating whether to have the audio on the montage itself, or the to have it on and have it on the actual blueprint. And now that I'm looking at this, I might want to have it on the actual montage because it I'm still trying to figure out which works best. But for now, I'm just gonna do it on the montage because, and if anybody hasn't seen this done before, it's actually really simple. Actually, that's not it. So that's just the cue. I have a lot of the um, some of these that I'm using like the random, So I've registered, I recorded a couple of audios, like this. Hey, I'm waiting. Hey, over here. So they're just kind of looping between them like at random. And if we were to look at the animation itself, first of all, so this is a montage, right? Because I want to just play it on the upper body to begin with. And what you can add here is this, let me see, how do you select this? This has always been kind of hard to get to. So there's this montage sections. So you have the loop and you have this default one, which I think every all montages start off with. But what I did, I created this loop one, and you have the option here. Let me see the loop to click on this and say just loop or default. I believe this was. Let me see if I'm not mistaking. So this is how you would move it, but there was a little bit more of a obvious thing to set it to loop. I'm wondering if it was when you actually create the sequence. So my bad. This was like the first time that I had to actually loop a montage. Hey, VDS, do you make all your animations? No, I don't. I mean, I usually just, if I need to make something that's custom, that's I can't find in a package. This was from a free package some time ago with oh, I'd have to look and see which one that is, but it's because I can tell you if you're interested in some of these. There's just like some simple interaction or like NPC type of interactions with interaction animations. Let me see what was the name of it. I think it's like a generic NPC anim pack, and these were part of it. You know, like the waving. So yeah, but this montage section, so you would create it by adding a new montage section and create the section name here. So let's do a test, and then the test. Um, so this would be. I really thought that there was like a way that you actually set it. My bad, guys. I was hoping that I could actually show you this. Um, but this kind of fails me at the moment to figure out how you actually set it to loop. Um, I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I named this loop, but I'm actually wondering if the thing itself is actually just called loop. Um, and it was a little confusing for me because, and this is, like it says the next section to be set to loop, but let me just delete these. So I hope I didn't just break what I did. So my apologies. Um, and I'm in the montage. I actually think, oh yeah, I think this is how you do it. So once you create another, you can see there's this little squiggly mark next to it. So if you create one of these, by right-clicking, like I think in the timing area or right here, and you create a new montage section, and then you select this, you have the option to add multiple of these, like add other sections, or just have one and then have that looping. Hey, Binos, welcome, welcome. Yeah, yeah. So I was just showing a little bit of the how the waving animation works. So if so, this guy is, and actually you need to set it so that it's all the way basically. Um, so I was showing, not sure if you just joined, but what I was doing is at the start of the game, you're gonna meet like the first character that's gonna tell you about the little device that you need to pick up. And let's actually place that into the world. And since you never met this character before, you know, once you fall out of the airplane, he's gonna start waving at you and kind of call you over. It's like, hey, come over here. So what I was doing is this is the anim kind of the waving montage, kind of, you know, he's calling you over. And I wanted to add a play sound in here as well. So this sound is going to be the one where we were just looking at over here, where there's like a couple of audios where it says, hey, over here, or hey, I'm waiting. So that's what I'm going to play here and this play sound. And let me, hopefully I can find that. All right, so this is going to be played over here. So let's take a quick look at what we did. You know, so the game starts. You know, you're flying. I just put it in the test level so it's a little quicker.
Shit!
Then you jump out of the airplane. And apology for the coarse language, but I have yet to replace the kind of the falling screaming sound. Okay, and once once you landed, you know you kind of passed out and you can press spacebar to get up.
Come on, I'm waiting.
So once you get up, you know there's this guy over here that he's like
Hey,
waving at
over
you,
here.
and as you can see, he's like, I'm hoping you can hear it.
Come on, I'm waiting. Hey, over here.
Right? So if
Come on, I'm waiting.
I try to turn on the desktop audio, so
Hey,
hopefully you'll be
over
able to
here.
hear it. All right, so now I'm gonna go over to him,
Come on, I'm waiting.
and when I overlap, you know, he's gonna start calling at you. He's gonna stop playing that montage, and because now well, basically he knows you, and now I can talk to him um, about life and everything else. But so I'm
Hi,
gonna talk
I'm
to him, and
John. First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
so now he's telling you about the tablet that you want to pick up. Now the only thing that I need to do, and this is just for like in the test level here, would be to let's add a one thing that I don't know if I've done yet is create an interactable object for the wristband so you can actually pick it up, because I wanted at the start of the game for you to not have that wristband equipped just yet, right? So because you know you just started, you landed into this world, and so for now let's just add a table here, and I'm going to create an interactable object for the tablet. Let me put a table here somewhere, just so that it reflects what he's saying, you know, pick it up off of that table over there. And let me see, you know, it could be like this little table here. All right, and we need to make that wrist device interactable, and also I I need to um, make sure that when I start the game, because now when I start the game, I actually spawn that and then you know, attach it to the character. But I want to do this once I actually have it, once I actually picked it up or interacted with it. So let's create that interactable object. So that way I can when uh, when I get close to it, interact with it, you know, I get the message saying what it is, and then I pick it up. So in here, what I want to do is I want to grab one of the interactable items that I have. Let's see, where did I put those? Blueprints, interactable items. And I'm thinking maybe let's use equipment. And for this, I think like a binocular would be good to use. And I'm just going to duplicate this, and this is going to be an interactable tablet. Interactable tablet. All right. Let's add this in. Of course, it's not the binocular, so I just need to change the mesh for it, but it's going to be somewhere on the table once kind of a table close to the area where this guy is. Okay. And gonna go ahead and edit this one. VDS, is there a better place than the Unreal Marketplace to get assets? I'm not sure if I would necessarily call it like a better place, but there could be a, a place where you don't find the same assets, though usually developers they would put them up on multiple marketplaces. I have used CG Trader for some things that I wasn't able to find on the Unreal Marketplace, and usually just for like static items, not so much for animations or anything like that, because there could be like a mixed bag. They might not be always, uh, you know, parented to the mannequin skeleton, so might be a little bit difficult. Yeah. Okay, so now let's just grab the asset itself. See if I can figure out which one of these that is. Wristband strap, wristband screen. I believe this might be it. All right, so we'll replace our interactable mesh with this. And so this one should look like that. There it goes. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't. Usually, I'm able to find the um, the stuff on the marketplace, on the on Unreal Marketplace. Sometimes you find it in other marketplaces as well. The only, like I said, the only thing is sometimes there might not be like a ready for Unreal package. Sometimes, it might just be like FBX assets, so you still need to import them into Unreal and create all, do the old jazz, maybe, recreate materials and such. So yeah, that's one of the downsides to that. Okay, I'm just gonna move this over here, for example, and I need to make sure that when I interact with this equipment, my item, so all of these have like an item type thing here, and that's how it knows what to display. There's a bunch of different other informations on it. So let's take a look, and I'll just add that to the item list. And in here, I don't think I have it just yet. No. So let's add another row. And this one's going to be device. Maybe just to be more specific, wrist tablet device. All right. And the name of it, I'm just going to keep the same thing. And let's see, I think this is actually the name that's being picked up once you interact with it. Let me just make sure. I haven't added an item in a while. And right hand, left hand, that's good. All right, well, let me update this and to actually reflect the item itself. Rest tablet device. Let's compile this real quick. Goober watches. I'm currently trying to make a 2D face rig for my 3D model, but I don't know how to do that. A 2D face rig. And yeah, that's something that unfortunately I I know enough to be dangerous when it comes to animations, and facial rigs is I that's a kind of uh, magic to me to some extent, because I haven't done anything with rigs more than just playing around with the control rig for the face at one point. But other than that, most of the stuff that I'm doing, especially when it comes to facial animation, is just through that MetaHuman SDK to generate the facial animation. But creating something like you're trying to do, I'm not at that level, unfortunately. Hey, Atlantica, welcome, welcome. How are you doing? All right. Well, since I was talking about facial animation, I'm gonna generate the animation for this chat that he's initially having. Hey, Gurkan, welcome, welcome. And yeah, let's see, where did I um, place that? Let's see the audio. Oh, actually, let's first test the tablet to make sure that when I interact with it, is gonna it's gonna work out okay. So let's try that out real quick. All
Shit!
right, so let's jump out of this. You're kind of falling to the ground,
Hey, over here.
getting up. The guy's calling you over. Hey, Miles,
Come on,
welcome,
I'm
welcome.
waiting.
All right, so now you're over here,
Hi, I'm John. First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
and yeah, that's kind of ending a little too soon. And looks like it's not there, but what I wanted to show is that so the animation is playing, but that tablet hasn't spawned, so I don't have it currently on me, basically. And yeah, I need to check to see if I do have it first. But yeah, so this one needs to actually, it's not taking the name. What was the name? Short description. I think it might be, would it be in the short description? Oh, I actually didn't put anything in the name, so that might be part of the trouble here. Let's just do that and save it. All right, so and this one's a tablet device. I'll call it that. And I don't think I need a description. I don't think it's picking up. This was from my previous setup with the inventory where I was actually, displaying more than one choice. But since I wanted to keep it as low UI as possible, I'll do it like this. Okay, so let's see. Once you pick it up, so basically on interact with it, what I wanted to do is let's see. So I'm just gonna need to overwrite one of these things real quick. Hey, Any Scout, do you remember that YouTube channel idea, the one I asked about like 2 weeks ago? Um, I wish I did. I'm so sorry. Could you mind um, retyping that in? I forgot. My bad. Short memory span, I guess. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Now I remember. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, so how did that go? Any luck? Really? That is awesome. And oh, that's great. I mean, it's I need to I need to talk to you about that because that is really cool. I'm so happy about that. Um, to find out what you did and or at least kind of some suggestions or screenshots of, hey, this is what I did. That's awesome. Okay. So now in here, what I want to do is once I pick that up, once I interact with it, where's my main character? Just gonna need to spawn this and attach it to hand and get the directions. And let's see, it was in the interactable tablet here. And actually need to do it after I destroyed reactor because we're not gonna get to this section if I destroy it. All right, so hopefully now when I interact with it, and this one should be from here. All right, what am I missing? Target, target, target. Oh, attached to hand for the, yeah, I forgot. There. Oh, nice. Yeah, so we should definitely check that out. Thank you so much, Any Scout. Not that I'm doing it right now, but I am. Hey, congrats. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And that's the thing sometimes. It's how do you, I guess, how do you translate the amount of views into also kind of subscribers, right? Um, I mean, also I think the watch time, I think it's also important to the algorithm sometimes. It might not be, um, it might be a thing as well. I can't. I wish I knew more about um, the process. But yeah, we'll definitely check it out. Thank you so much for sharing. Uh, I just wrote it down separately so I can check it out after the stream. Okay, now we have the tablet that we can interact with, and I should be able to have it equipped once I interact with it. But I wanted to generate the audio for not the audio, but the lip sync for the audio because it kind of ends a little bit abruptly. So let's take a look. And I think I might have shown you this before, like I'm using this dialogue component, and I've created a series of events. If it's anything like this, as a kind of just a one phrase conversation, I'm not sure how you would say that, but you interact with the NPC, and then they just say one thing, and then that's it, and it ends. And at the end of it, you maybe you get um, a mission or something like that. But so I have a couple of events happening here. So one of them is just going to be to exit the dialogue, then the talking section where there's like the lip sync montage, the kind of the body montage, and then in this case there was like a pointed location, and It's something that kind of works, but sometimes locations might be, you know, behind the character. Like if you interact with him from a different angle, he might turn around, and then if he's to point, his arm might just look like he's a contortionist or something. So I'm not really using this one, but I am using the lip sync montage and the hand gestures. Now the lip sync montage was for a different missions. So let's um let's actually do it for this actual one. And I'm gonna need the audio here. So I think I might have shown this before with the MetaHuman SDK. So you can just right click on the audio. I'm gonna generate neck eye movement, neck movement, and I'm just gonna do like a little emotion here, but let's do curious. I'm not sure if it changes much, to be honest. Oh, hey, Asgatil, have you ever thought of working on indie game on your own with your talent or with a small team? Yeah, I mean, so this is what I'm doing right now, right? It's just working on this indie project of mine, but I'm working on my own, literally just like the name of the stream, on your own, or the name of the game as well. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, the thumbnail is really important. Yeah, yeah. So and do share like the video for that thumbnail because I'm also trying to update the thumbnails on my videos to make them hopefully more interesting and not always the same. Yeah, and Askatil, thank you so much for the question. And again, hopefully I'm not, you know, completely destroying your name, kind of butchering your name there. All right. So now in here, we need to select the skeleton, and this is going to be the face archetype. And the mappings mode, I'll choose MetaHuman and the MetaHuman asset. And let's go ahead and see what comes of this. I'm just going to generate the lip sync here. Oh, great. I haven't done this in a while, so these guys are always developing this stuff. And not sure exactly what happened. I know they also made it like a paid thing. So wondering if my thing expired or something. Bear with me for apologies for that, guys. Bear with me for a little bit. Um, I think I might have just gotten like a trial subscription, and and that's why it just didn't work. So let me try that again. Hopefully this might have done it. We'll see if I run into the same issue again. There we go. Okay, so now we got the animation. Let's see how this plays. Hopefully it's okay. There you go. So he's um, um, he's talking on that kind of the pickup tablet instructions. And now I just need to, out of this, let's create a montage. And I'm going to use this in my dialogue over here. All right, let's see how this works in actually, play testing it. So let's go get into this. All right, so we got the flight sequence as before, and then we jump.
Cheat!
All right, so you're passing out,
Hey, over here.
getting up now, and he's like, "Hey, over here."
Come on, I'm waiting.
And the one thing that I should have done,
Hey,
maybe.
over here.
All right, so let's see. Talk to John.
Hi, I'm John. First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
All right, so it seems like the dialogue and the length of it was pretty good, kind of combined with the arms. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can pick this up. And apparently it's still not showing the description of it. And we can't pick it up. Why is that? Let's see. Interaction. Let's see. This one I can close. And this is the interactable tablet here. And I've already set the item up to be where it needs to be. Item, wrist tablet device. Any scout, yeah, and it is generated with what is it? Through the MetaHuman platform, which is awesome. I really like that, and how you can uh, customize, blend between faces and such. All right. Well, I'm trying to figure out why this one is. I know the interaction state. I think might have had to do a little bit different. 1 second. I think I might have an example for some other interactable item here. No, it's closed. Everything else is the same. Um, all the default settings are fine. And the same thing for this. Let me take a quick look at something. Um, where is, no, I have too many tabs open. I just wanted to compare the meshes between this one and like an interactable object that I know works. In the case of this piece of bread. I'm not sure if it might be something related to the collisions. Let's see. So let's show simple collision, and then here show simple collision. And they both have collision, so collision is now one of the issues. But what is it? And sometimes uh, with the oh, let me see, interactable equipment class. I'm not sure if this one was this is, I think, one of the downfalls when you kind of work out by yourself on something. You get to touch on so many things, and then once you go back into something that you haven't been for like a while, it's really tough to like pick it back up and it's like, oh, what was going on with this? And but this one should have been this one was a the binoculars and practical equipment class. Let's try adding a binocular as well. I'm wondering if the binoculars item is not uh, working properly either. All right, and for this, I'm not gonna go through the kind of the first time playing the game. I'm just gonna jump into as normal. I mean, um, like starting here. So the binoculars are fine. I can pick those up. even though it is not picking them up, which is really weird. What about bread? So let's try and pick one of these up. See if that one's gonna fail. Alright, so the bread works, but the binoculars, what is going on with the equipment? Is that, does that need to have a different interaction state than consumables? Let's see. Let's do a little bit of debug. My fear with this is I hope it's not going to freeze because sometimes I'm not sure why in Unreal Engine 5.2, I'm not sure if it was in 5.1 as well. There's this like heavy freezes when I try to debug like a pawn object. And I'm hoping it's not going to run into that. So let me try and pick up this one here. Hmm. Let's do a quick test. So what I'm doing whenever I'm picking up an item, and this is just kind of the way with my inventory, is I'm checking to see if, depending on the type of item, if that item is not already in. You know, some items can be stackable, you know, like you have multiple pieces of bread or, you know, multiple bullets, something like that. But you can't stack like multiple pistols, right? So uh, hopefully that made sense. But let's see, what happens when you try and pick up one of these like equipment items. And I think I might have just run into that freeze that Unreal Engine. I don't know if it's an issue with it or if I have too many, because the way I have set up my characters is I think all the way to grandparent level, where you know the main class I have kind of a child for the enemies and one for the main character and you know one for the NPCs, and for the NPCs there's like the interactable NPC child, and so I'm not sure if that one is not working properly for it. So in here, okay, so that's good. It didn't find the item. And the found item is going to be false, which is what I'm hoping for. And then back in my interactable base class, I know that it's not. Then I'm checking to see, so that's what I'm doing, and I'm checking to see if the item is stackable. So then I'm adding it to the inventory. Here, and I'm unhighlighting it. But the problem is I'm not destroying it. So that's an interesting issue. I need to check on that and see what's going on. Asketil, maybe this is a confusing question, but I gotta ask. I mostly work as a VFX artist, mainly on simulation with Houdini, but games have always been something I'm passionate about. My question is, would it be something too difficult to pick up? Um, you know, I don't think anything is too difficult to pick up, you know. There is uh, you can do it just you need to have patience. I think that's I usually tell people if you're patient and you don't get frustrated because at first it's going to be difficult. And usually, when we hit on, hit difficult things, it, it gets frustrating, and we tend as people to kind of give up and maybe look for something else. But I think if you just power through these steps, then you're gonna get an understanding of it, and it's gonna be a lot easier. Hopefully that made sense. So I don't think I don't think it would be too difficult, not at all. I mean, I wouldn't, um, you know, if you have a day job, I wouldn't just, I'm gonna give up my day job so I can fully focus on this. Kind of ease into it, I would say, unless you have something that's already on the table, like you already have a job that somebody's offering you a job to say, okay, come work for us and we'll get you started with like, video games, right? Like, development. So yeah. Okay, what do we have here? So guys, I mean, if let me know if you're interested in seeing this or if you want to just jump into doing some more of the level design stuff. I know it's not as pretty to look at, and I might stumble a little bit because, talking at the same time is um, sometimes difficult uh, to troubleshoot stuff. So if this is something that you want to watch, then I'll keep on plugging along. What I was hoping for is to get the player to pick up the tablet and actually, after the interaction with the guy, to pick up the tablet and you know um, go on about with the missions. So yeah, but it's going to be a little bit of fumbling trying to figure out what's happening with this and why I am not able to pick it up. So this one doesn't have anything too much different than the regular equipment class. So everything is working in here as being added to inventory. And like here I am, oh, well, that's interesting. I get it now. So what happened was, um, when I pick up an item, it was, previously I was already spawning that tablet. And that tablet also displays your inventory. And what I'm doing here, I'm actually trying to get that tablet, which I don't have yet, and trying to update the items on the tablet. So let me try, and this is going to be for the binocular, or like just the interactable equipment base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if this is valid first before I run through this. Because if it's not valid, there's no reason for me to try and update the display, even if I picked up this item. And and whether it's valid or not, I'm still gonna destroy this because I need to pick it up and place it in my inventory. So let's see, we got the I got this done for the binoculars. And now I'm just gonna close a few of these out here. It's just getting a little too, I just need to hover over things to see what it is. And sometimes I'm able to tell what they are based on the little favicon, whatever you might call it in Unreal, but it's a little difficult. So especially when I have multiple pawns or like, so that I'm trying to edit the player and the NPC and then the interactive tablet. So yeah, okay. So back in here. I am going to do this because once I pick that item up, I should be able to update it with what I currently have in my inventory. And then I can destroy the actor. All right, well let's give this a shot. Oh, Asketil, thanks for the advice. I don't have a job on the table like that, but I got some friends asking. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's I think you can always start as a, kind of a little bit part-time, so to speak, and just, ease your way in before doing like a full commitment. There we go. So now I have the tablet and, the first mission, which is here, and there he goes. I'm not sure exactly why it's still uh, pointing to, 40 meters away, which is not what it's supposed to be. But I think I just need to reset it. Okay, well, so let's start off with, and I'm actually going to leave the binoculars in the table because I wanted to also test how they work. I haven't tested it in a while. But now let's actually start the game as usual with the flight sequence. And interact with the guy over there, and he's gonna tell us where to pick things up.
Shit!
So there's the falling down.
Come on, I'm waiting.
All right, so he's gonna signal us to come over.
Hey, over here.
Hi, I'm John. First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
All right, so I'm gonna pick up the tablet, and let's see. So now that we have the tablet, you can see that's how I'm trying to deal with the inventory, is like that little line at the top where like 1 is the pistol, in this case 2 was the gas mask, 3 would be the binoculars. And so now let's pick up the binoculars. So if I was to look at that again, it should be green, right? So now that I know that I have the binoculars. So if I was to, let's see, was the binoculars 3 still number 3, or did I change it to something else? Oh, there we go. I actually changed it to 6. Well, that doesn't make sense, but all right. So there's the binoculars, and now if I talk to this guy again, what I need to have happen is, uh, you know, it defaults back to kind of the original little dialogue that this plugin has. So I need to make sure that it doesn't do that. It just plays like a random hey, how's it going type of thing, So let's try and do that. Back in our dialogue. So each one of my characters are gonna have a list of dialogues, and I need to recall if this one should be a do not repeat. Let me test this out real quick. And I don't need to do the fight sequence anymore. So let's try jumping into game.
Hi, I'm John.
All right, so we
First, there
play
should
that
be a
first
tablet for
audio.
you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
All right, so let's say I go and I pick up the tablet. I still need to figure out the interaction text. But then once I go to talk to John, it still plays this original one back here. I need to look into. So I've tried to set up these variables so that it's either not spoken again, like in this case, which is good. But if it's a two-way convo again, is a thing that I also get to choose between a list of messages. And then if it's spoken before, I think these ones kind of overlap. So I need to look into addressing this. So let me open up the our NPC here, and let's take a look at It's actually, so this is the NPC, and there's also like a friendly NPC because off of the NPC, I get the friendly NPC and I get the enemy NPC. There's um, something for the NPCs that all NPCs should share, no matter whether they're like friendly NPC or enemy NPC. And let me see, where is the friendly NPC? And initialize dialogue. And let me go back to where it was my dialogue for this guy. All right, so that one's a delay on exit. You know what, Any Scout, that's a great quote. I think I've heard it somewhere else, but yeah, that is a really good usage of that. It's better to try and fail than fail to try. Totally. Okay, well, let me see. Where did I use this one? I know that I had a couple of other dialogues that were done in a way. So that's also like a stop waving. So that way, if you go back in and you discuss this with him again, it would yeah, there we go. So something like this. Sorry, nothing to do right now. So let me try using this as here. And the events are going to be just a dialog exit. All right, let's see if we do this again. If on second interaction with the NPC, I get just that
Hi,
default.
I'm John. First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
All right, so let's see. I'm just going to exit his area of interaction. It still generates this one. Let's see if I need to. I know there was an option. So these are like just like a tree, right? So this one would be executed first, and then it would go into this one. But I wanted to go into this one and not into that default dialogue if there's nothing going on. So let's try that.
Hi, I'm John.
All right,
First, there
so we
should
get
be a
that first
tablet for you to
dialogue,
pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
and I'm gonna walk away from him, and then it doesn't like it. Let's see, why is that happening? Just gonna try and do a quick little debug here. All right, so this section is gonna
Hi, I'm
initialize
John.
the
First,
dialogue.
there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
And then if I try to talk to him again, let's see where this is gonna take us. So this was not set as spoken before. And it jumps into that. Okay, well, let's try and select this as spoken before and do not repeat. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm gonna need to spend some time this afternoon to figure out what's going on. It's a little bit more complicated than the just the interactive, like the interacting with the old tablet thing. Okay, so the one thing that did want to do is I wanted to just gonna uncheck that there. I wanted to test that once you pick up the tablet, you get your first mission as expected. And the first mission in my case is to speak to this character over here. And let's try that out. And I wanted to remove the existing that running that remove saved game option for this quest manager. All right, so once I go into here,
Hi, I'm
I
John.
need to talk to John.
First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
All right, so picking up the tablet, let's take a look at and find Jane. But Jane, oh, my bad. Because I renamed some of the characters, this is actually should be Jane and not Joanna. Oh, what happened to these rocks? They're actually they're just an open mesh. Um, I was doing some testing here for the custom movement, so you can like kind of shimmy between the rocks. And so that's why I was just trying to place something with like that looks like a rock and has like a flat face. The flat faces here for the collisions. I was playing around with some cubes, and it just didn't feel as realistic. I just yeah. All right, let's try this again. And so
Hi,
talking to
I'm John.
John,
First, there should be a tablet for you to pick up on that table over there so we can be in touch.
and there's definitely some facial features. I guess. Oh, there's like a little bit of a. It switches. It switches from LOD 0 to LOD 1 on the face. Too close. So yeah, as you can see, like right there, it should be a little farther away. So let me test this out and see if I can, there we go, that's a little bit better. Where I'm supposed to go, find Jane. And then Jane is gonna have her own interactions for the upcoming, for the following missions. And we'll look at some of those probably next week once I have like the audio generated and the animations generated, all this kind of back end work. But I was talking about the audios and like the AI generating audios, and what I've started looking into is this AI 11 Labs, I believe. Yeah, it's called 11 Labs. And hey, James DA, welcome, welcome. How's it going? So this platform, they actually have a trial, and it's like $1 for the first month. And even after that, it's pretty cheap compared to some of the other ones that I looked at. And it's got quite a good variety of voices in here, and I believe you can also, like, in a way, create your own. I haven't looked into it too much, but the way is this gets generated is actually quite good, and it's got like quite a lot of options. Well, I mean, there's a couple of them, but there's some options here as well to generate that voice. And so for now, I think I'm gonna try and use this one. The only thing is, right off the bat, you download it as an MP3, but it's pretty easy to just bring it into, I usually bring it into Audacity, and then you can add a couple of more effects to it, maybe lower the voice a little bit, make it maybe raise the pitch, or and then export it as a WAV file that Unreal likes, because it apparently doesn't like MP3s. I'm not sure if it's the type of the format of the MP3. Anyways, I don't have that much experience with audio, so pretty basic stuff what I'm doing. But yeah, 11 Labs is was actually really cool, and I think the only reason that I ended up paying that trial fee is that I already had two accounts set up from this IP address. So I got that message. VDS, this is not free. It is actually pretty cheap. It's like the first month is $1, like a trial month type of thing, and then it's $5 a month, and you get, I think, quite a big, what do you call it? A big number of characters that it can generate for you within that for that price. It seems a lot of them a lot of the pricing is around $5. I don't know if that's like a benchmark or something, but it's um, it's not too bad. Kind of right now I'm just trying to see. I'm trying a few tools, a few of these text to speech tools out. And this one was really easy to use, and also from the availability of voices, this one has quite a good number of them. There's other ones out there for the same money, but it's got a lot smaller number of voices, and it's they seem to be a little bit more um, they really seem to be AI generated. Like this one is a little bit, it's still kind of close, but it's it still works out pretty good, I think. So I'm going to give this a shot for now to see how it works. It seems that, generating the motion, the facial animation from it once in Unreal, through that MetaHuman SDK plugin, the facial animation turned out pretty good. So I'm quite happy with that. It actually seems to be coming out, 'cause the voice comes out pretty good. And the facial animation as well. So that works out uh, for me as well. Um, all right. Well, so that was kind of what I wanted to share with everybody from yesterday to today, right? Kind of like the first time you land in the world, and interacting with the first character, and then them with the tablet. And what I'm going to do is, because I don't want the tablet to be here, I want the tablet to be spawned once the talk ends, and he would hand you the tablet. So that's what I want to do. This was just a quick and simple thing here for the player to first not have the tablet and then pick it up after an interaction with the character. So, oh, and I tried Convai as well. The only thing is, I think with Convai is it seemed like it's more of like a platform for like everything. So I'm not entirely sure if, they do a little bit of everything, but they're not really good at anything, or you know, in a way that somebody that just does like the text to speech thing is, because they seem to do like some like photo generation as well, and the voice generation as well. So yeah, I tried them for a little bit. It um, I think I like the 11 Labs a little bit better, and it seemed like they're cheaper to some extent. But but yeah, maybe I'll take another look at Convai as well. All right. Well, let's actually go into the main level here, and maybe we'll do, for the remaining of the stream, a little bit of, kind of level design. We'll play around with that road that we just created and that should end our stream for today. And hopefully next week, there'll be a lot more of kind of the actual gameplay things to, interact with the NPCs a little bit more and actually, get your first proper mission. So that's what my plan is to work on the next week to show in the uh, next stream. All right, so this is just loading here, loading all the level instances. There we go. All right, so you might remember this area that we worked on yesterday, and we've added this road. I think we might have painted it as well to remove the grass. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's just place some of these meshes around here as best as we can, and we'll need to address this little hump over here. Let's do it. Yeah, this number is so weird. Um, I'm not sure how much it um, relates to, I don't know, like the couple of dozen tabs that I have open, and but it usually goes down to about 12, 11 at times. So it's yeah, I can't really tell how this number is because before, like, I have upgraded to 64 megabytes, 64 gigs, just because I um, I was getting some freezes, and not from Unreal, but from my desktop. I'm not sure what it is, if it's like Windows related thing or what it is. But I think Unreal is going to go about and just use however it has, or like so that I'm not sure exactly, how reliable these stats are, to be honest with you. Like these objects, uh, the stalls I know, because like the stalls are like freezes. So if you load like a really big level, you might get like a number of stalls from what I could tell. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Um, I'm not entirely sure. Like, and thank you, Atlantica. That's what I'm thinking, because you know, on this side I also have like a bunch of tabs open. So more than a dozen tabs here, a dozen tabs here. So that probably adds to that. Um, and yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. I've been caught by that. To have two instances of Unreal open. Hopefully that was what you're referring to, James. All right, so let me. Yeah, exactly. I know, because like the main tell sign of that is I'm trying to save and it doesn't save. And at least in the beginning when I didn't realize I had two of them open, I've been caught by it. And I was trying to think, well, what's happening here? Why can't I save? Is uh, is it something I said? Is it something I did? But no, it's yeah, it's like the having multiple instances open. All right, so let me adjust some of this thing around here. There we go. All right, let's see. Do we need to sculpt anything else? Yep, this little hump over here. All right, cool. I think I painted it mostly to remove the grass. Yes. All right, let's resimulate some of these. And actually, before doing that, I'm just gonna paint a little bit more of the mulch so we can get some more trees in this area. Kind of like that. All right, so hopefully that'll give it enough space for some trees to be spawned in there. And we got the trees, so we'll start with those. I think they simulate the fastest. At least I hope they do. But yeah, so as you can see, like the memory has dropped, and that is with the same tabs still open. And I'm not sure, maybe it does some like garbage collection on its end. I wish I could tell you. I wish I'd know more about the kind of the rendering uh, part of this. All right, the trees got removed. That's good. And now let's do the, what did I want to follow up with is the rocks. So let's do that as well. Oh, it's looking at all the resources being used. Yeah, thank you so much, Atlantica. I was thinking that might be part of it. And there's all those memes with like the little blob of Unreal just gulping up RAM. I've always found those funny. I'm not sure if that's the case nowadays, but I know back in the day I was talking to folks and it's like, oh my God, Unreal is just eating all the RAM that I have. Oh yeah, no, I mean I can still move around. It's totally fine. And once I have all this stuff opens is it works even better. And the object again, it's an interesting stat because even if it's in like that test level, I'm wondering if this is like all the objects that I have in this project itself, from like unused, used, everything, literally. I'm wondering if that's the case. So yeah, and that amount of objects is because, I've tried a bunch of different packages and I still need to clean some things out and yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I see. I see. Thank you, James. That definitely makes sense. Thanks so much for that. Yeah, so that's a pretty big upgrade from the 1660 to the 4060. I think it's a little bit better than my 1070. I think I could get some pretty good with the 4060. I think I can get I think be better frame rate uh, than I'm getting right now. And not to say that the 1070 is not good because considering all things considered, like 35, 40 frames per second and in here is 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 quite all right. I'm done making the thumbnail. I feel like I aged 50 years in my chair. Oh, that's funny. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. All right, so let's see. We got kind of just vegetation around here, but this is a very kind of sad road. So um let's see how this is. I'll try and add a couple more of these kind of big rocks over here just along the road. Oh, damn. 4090. Any Scout, would you mind sharing the link to your video? At least that way we can see it how it looks like just you can we can see the thumbnail that way. Yeah, see if it works in chat. If not, Discord would be perfect. Thank you. Oh, I think it got removed. That might be on Google. On sorry, yeah, I guess Google, but on YouTube's end. Oof, I hate this. Sometimes some of these developers they make a bad um these normals that are like flipped or um they got one of the channels inverted or something like that, and you end up with results like this. Oh man, I hate when this happens. Would it be bad to put my graphics on low until I'm done with my project? Yeah, I don't see why not. I'm trying to keep it on high just for like lumen's sake because I think once you go, I'm not sure if in with medium you get lumen and like for reflections as well. So yeah, I'm wondering why over here there were no trees spawned in this little area. Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll check it out right after the stream. Thank you, AnyScout. That's good for me as well to see that. Take a little bit of inspiration from you. Thank you. All right. So usually, not sure if I brought this up before, but when I have two words that kind of come together, is I usually try to have these two ends meet basically like in the same like the spline points, right? And I can set this one up so that you can see this like this dotted line, and that's kind of the left side fall off factor. And I can like make this 0, and then this one have it end the fall off at 0. So what that should give me is these two should come up without sculpting the terrain in a um, pretty good spot here. Hopefully, hopefully that made sense. I hope it was kind of easy to understand what I'm doing here. So yeah, there we go. I think I might, let's see if I just move this a little bit farther in so they might blend a little bit better. There we go. That's pretty good. So yeah, it's they seem to blend in pretty well. And of course, another thing that could be done here. Well, I think this is pretty quite, this is all right for like this dirt surface. And I'm just gonna paint a little bit of dirt around here, just like this. Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm gonna check it right after this and comment on Discord. I'd be happy to see it. All right, and let's continue on with some of this stuff alongside the road here. I'm really starting to think that some of the meshes that actually came with the Nordic conifer biome might fit a little bit better than this like humongous pieces. Like these work for like a bigger cliff like this. I'm not sure if they work so well for this area. And of course, there's the issue that the package has with the normals, but I'll need to look into that. Oh yeah, James, please do. And that's why I have that showcase channel on there. And feel free to share. I'd love to see what people are up to. All right, let me see if I can find a little bit of a better material or better mesh here. Yeah, so basically this is the one that I was thinking of. So let me delete these. I'm gonna try and use this one, see how it looks. Because that one's using the same mesh, but not entirely sure about the material that I've made for it. I've tried to make some materials that will have this as a um, because this one, what's nice about it, it's got this top layer for material that that has got kind of a similar surface as the this kind of moss mulch type of surface. And if I was to paint this with mulch as well, so they blend in pretty well, because it also spawns some of these bushes on top of there. So, I do like this cliff here. Since this one's using scan textures, once you get up close to it, it definitely might not look as good, but that's why I'm trying to use like just a detail for this and then just a base color that I can tile. Oh, thank you, Atlantica. Yeah, I was thinking about the same thing. I think this one, for example, fits pretty well. Let me see the ones that I've created for this one, if they're any better. Let's see if, yeah, so this one is basically using the same texture as this surface here. And I was thinking it might work out, but the top layer doesn't seem to show as good. You know, the kind of the cover layer. And yeah, so it looks like the original one was still the one that worked a little bit better. Not this one, but this one here. There we go. The foliage is tied to the surface material. Yes. So for the landscape, James, that is it is tied. So if I paint, you know, with the landscape grasses, you know, this would be the grass. If I paint like you know, the mulch, you know, it'd look like this. So it'd be like some different types of things growing. Also, the trees only spawn where the mulch is. And I think the rocks spawn everywhere, or the logs. So yeah, it's uh, I think that's the easiest way to do it when it comes to this. And so that's kind of the easy part, you know, kind of selecting some of these meshes to, you know, to fill out the area. That's I think that's the difficult part, you know. And I do get somewhat picky about things, and I end up with you know, doing something. Let me see, where is it? Not there, but I can just do it over here. You know, because here, like the the point of where these end is a little abrupt. Like from this end, this looks pretty good, right? Even with the grass, it looks pretty good how it ends onto the rock. But then once you get to the bottom of this, it's a little bit, you got the grass, which helps with the transition. But what I usually like to add at the bottom of these is like this, since I've mentioned this before, this eye scatter tool, and use like a granite, some granite rocks. Let me see, where did I put those? I think it might be these. And I'm gonna make this one to be a spline down, so we put it on the spline here, and we try to like adjust the spline to the bottom of these rocks. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is add some rocks at the bottom of this to hopefully help a little bit with the transition. Yeah, and well, that's what I'm doing. So let's we'll check it out here, because I think this mesh, I actually use Runtime Virtual Textures for it, so it should blend with the terrain. I think this is the one. Let me check. So this particular mesh, let me put it somewhere where there's no vegetation. It's kind of hard to tell when there's vegetation. But like around here. Let's see. Did I change some of the values? Yes, I made these really low. So let me adjust these to enhance the blending a little bit better. Let me see, how far do I want to lift it? Maybe to about there. So there we go. That's kind of how the blending would look when it blends with the surroundings. And for these ones over here, I wanted to adjust maybe a lot less instances, 15. Yeah, and I actually have a tutorial on that. If you really want to check it out, I have a tutorial on the channel for this runtime virtual texture, and they're literally just setting it up on an existing. I think I actually did it on the Megascans material because it was like a Megascan asset, and so hopefully, I mean, let me know if it was helpful. If you can't find it, I can point you to it. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the spread to be a little smaller so they're on the spline, and then let's adjust the scale. The random scale, it's gonna be 0 to 360, and add spline rotation on the Z, and the scale is gonna be between 1 and 3. Actually, let's make them a little bit bigger. 2, 2, 2, and 3. There we go. So now we have some of these meshes to break up the contact with the ground. The only thing is, let's see how this is gonna look. It's especially if I try to make it bigger, and I'm like right on I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and do no tracing, so that way I can adjust the points myself and I don't rely on whether it contacts the ground or not. We'll see how this is gonna look. All right, so that point is on the ground, so I'm gonna need to raise this one here. Kind of like that. And then this one at the end. I actually haven't tried rotating these, see if it does. Oh, it does work. There we go. Just to try and break it up a little bit, the contact with between these rocks and the big boulders in the ground. Add a little bit of variety in there. So yeah, this is what I was looking, or at least trying to do. Of course, these ones are not, they're not probably like the best ones, but let me try also adding this other type of rock, like these little Nordic beach retextured rocks. Kind of placing just alongside there. Let's do the scale a little bit smaller. Maybe a little bit smaller. I think they're a little too big at the moment. All right, and this one we can do a tracing for this one. So they're like right on the ground. And then these ones I can pull them a little bit closer to the street so that way I don't have to like deal with um, with the angle of the terrain. So here I think I might be able to do no tracing. Hopefully they're gonna um, sit a little bit better. And let's adjust this one real quick. It has quite a few options for the overlapping. So let me see which one of these works a little bit better with so that it spawns on the terrain, or like it doesn't, there's no overlap between the instances. And this one is still kind of a little bit too high, so you can always adjust the location. So I'm gonna do like a minus 50 to place him a little further down, and minus 80, something like that. There we go. Just remove the smoothness of that contact surface, or like the kind of the hard line where that is, where these rocks meet the surface. And this should work pretty easy on this side as well, just to place some of these out here. And I think I might have two of these, so just to add a little bit of variety. There, kind of like that. So yeah, I think that's pretty easy to make, and just like moving some of these iScatter tools around, and spawning some more instances of these. Though I'm gonna try and make it so that I get some more of these actual boulders in here, because they're more consistent, like the kind of the mossy ones that I'm already using across everywhere else, like these ones. But yeah, I wanted to try it with these. And speaking of these boulders, let me try and see what maybe I can use something from the conifer biome section to place it instead of these. The only thing, actually no, they're pretty good. There are actually some pretty good rocks in here. Some of these rock clusters, they're not very, how should I say, they they don't feel too repetitive, you know. And let me adjust the scale here. So 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So yeah, it still feels like it's floating a little bit, because it's overlapping with itself, and that's kind of annoying. I was never able to properly get this to work. Like there's these methods here, so I think no detection sometimes would work, but I've been getting some mixed results. I also have like a lot of older version of this tool, and maybe some of this got fixed in newer versions. But hey, Woodrick, merci frumos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. Um, hmm, yeah, and this is just to not to only populate on certain physical materials. But yeah, it's the overlapping. And what I'm gonna do, let's actually create run this here, because this is actually pretty useful, the minimum distance between these. And let's try a different method. There we go. I think that's actually gonna work. Pretty happy with that. And it doesn't look too repetitive. Let's actually change this so it's like a little closer inside here. So like that. There we go. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay. Well, so I think that's going to be it for me for this week, guys. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Many thanks for taking the time to check this out. And yeah, so as I was saying, for next week, I hope the plan would be to have the the first little mission, like as you just saw, kind of landing, well, hey, falling from the airplane, interacting with the first character that waves at you and calls you over. He's gonna hand you the tablet. You're gonna get the first mission, and then you're gonna go and meet with that person and interact and maybe actually do something. So yeah, uh, thank you so much everybody for stopping by, and hopefully next week is gonna be interesting as well. All right. Um, thank you, VDS. Thank you, Lanika. Thank you, James, Woodrick, everybody else, any scouts. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. And yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you on the next one. Okay. Thank you, Asgatil, as well. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.